Do it for the culture. They gon' bite like vultures. Wait.
Ask you about your relationship with Yusef Bey.
Yusef Bey the original or Yusef Bey
The original.
I didn't really know the original. I mean,
so his son,
Yusef Bey IV.
The fourth.
I knew Fort. I know Fort. I had interviewed Fort after the Chauncey Bailey stuff. People was very mad that I interviewed him and wouldn't tote their agenda. And they actually tried to make me an informant.
You interviewed him from jail?
I interviewed him from jail.
And they tried to make you an informant?
They tried to make me an informant.
Damn.
So look, this how it go down. So it was the Chauncey Bailey Project. Y'all remember the Chauncey Bailey Project? It was this consortium of all these different journalists. So when it first started out, they had this meeting in San Francisco. It was all the top journalists of color, white journalists. Everybody was there. It's probably 150 people in a room that wrote for somebody or that was some kind of journalist. So we there, everybody saying what kind of stories they want to take, and they got these millions of dollars to pay these journalists, pay everybody. So tell us what story you want to take to investigate. So I tell them straight up, I want to investigate how I think the police involved. So pay me to investigate the police involvement in it. So they like, no. They tell me straight up, no. So after a while, they say, we know that you did an interview with Yusef Bey IV. We know that he won't do no interviews with nobody but you. And so what we want is we'll give you $3,000. What we want you to do is we want you to put your name on these questions we ask him. And I tell him straight up, I'm not no police. Y'all built your own case. Y'all do what y'all do. That's not even what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I already did what I did with him. The only interview that I wanted to do with Yusef Bey IV, my thing is, I wanted to let him put a microphone in front of him so he can combat the charges or say what it is that he wanted to say about what the media was saying about a black man that I knew. I wasn't going to just let them crucify a black man that I knew personally with me being able to have a microphone for him to be able to say something.
So at that point, did they feel like you was on the
So I wouldn't do it. So the next time we had another meeting, I wouldn't do it. So it was $3,000. So then they offered me like $4,500. They knew I was starving journalistically too. Like the Bayview just turned from a weekly to a monthly, so my money had been cut into like a fourth in terms of my journalist money. So I was starving right until I figured out how to cope with that. So they offered me $4,500. They wanted a story on how his brothers and sisters was coping, not having the bakery around, and what they was doing. And I said, man, I'm not doing that. If you're not gonna sponsor me to talk about the police, I'm not with doing it. And so that was, so what ended up happening is they ended up Rothstein of the Center for Investigative Journalism in Berkeley. He is one of the heads of his last name is Rosenthal. They call him Rosie. I forgot his first name, but they call him Rosie, and his last name is Rosenthal. He said, well, JR, we got some telephone documents when Yusef Bey was allegedly in front of Chauncey Bailey's house scoping it out. He was talking to you on the phone. And he said this in front of 150 journalists, right? Damn. But I killed him. I said, man, I talked to you on the phone. I didn't know if you was plotting on robbing a bank.
Right.
Or what the fuck you was doing.
Right.
Molesting somebody.
Right.
But I didn't have nothing to do with that.
Right.
We was talking about whatever we was talking about.
Right.
Don't try to put me in whatever you doing, what somebody else is doing. That don't got nothing to do with me. And don't think that you're going to use that to intimidate me.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And so after that, that's when I was like officially blackballed. They had the Black Journalism Association president write an article against me in the Oakland Tribune, but the nigga name was Bob Butler. The nigga was a butler for white supremacy anyway. The nigga was a punk ass nigga that was a pet for him. He tried to do a hit piece. But what was funny about him, they did a hit piece on me. They had an East Bay Express cover story on me, right? I was just telling bruh, they did a hit piece on me. The hood felt like, nigga, we didn't know that you was hooked with all that shit. Nigga, we support you, nigga. Why you didn't tell me?
Yeah.
Right? The hood was like, nigga, we love you.
Niggas ready to ride.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
White people was like, we don't know what your connection is.
Right.
Who you know. And my thing is, if you really from the old school town, it's kind of small.
Yeah.
It's kind of small. We all know each other. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying?
But I just wanted to touch on that before we got out of here, man. Can you tell us about your radio show and when it come on and shit?
Man, blackreportradio.com. I'm doing it mostly on the web. I'm doing a little bit of writing. Doing it independently. It's under restructuring. So it don't have a, I'm doing sporadically right now, but by the next month and a half, I should be doing something more consistently, but I'm doing enough to try to build it so that it can be up to the caliber that it was at one point. I fell off one point because I got disillusioned. So now that, you know, the fire is back, I like what No Vultures is doing.
Yeah.
I like what y'all doing right here.
100.
Man, it's giving me the fire back.
Yeah.
Keep that fire back, bro.
You
Keep
know what
that
I'm
spark
saying?
in that ass, boy.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm getting that fire back. I'm getting it writing back. Got a new book that's doing some film critique shit.
Shout out your old book too.
Man, Black Reporting. Black Reporting, you can get it at Marcus Books in Oakland, the only black bookstore in Oakland.
Still.
You know what I'm saying?
They closed one in Frisco.
No doubt, they closed it. Yep. So shout out to Marcus Books. I keep my book there. Appreciate them. And so it's called Black Reporting. It's a series of interviews. But I got a new book coming out. It's called The Things Unseen. It's a film critique where I'm talking about all these independent films, including Black Panther, where both of the heroes was CIA. So I didn't like that shit. So, you know, we'll talk about that.
We got to set up the interview with you and Ryan Coogler and get down to it.
Hey, you know what, too, though? We also got to do a part 2 with this dude, man. You know,
it's so much more. It's so much more.
Yeah, it's hella more, man. Cause
I know it's way more.
You got to talk about the fact that this dude is really a hooker boy, and he's from 83rd.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where
right.
the hooker's from.
Right.
83rd in East Oakland, man.
Right.
But since
that's why No Vultures is here. I just want to say that because right now we connecting all the dots. Like the shit that done been in this room in the last week done been dynamite. Some of the places people done said they done been and the shit they been doing and nobody documenting it.
Man. Right. But since this dude been up in here, this ain't done talked about being in Cuba, Europe, fucking motherfucking where else?
I was in Libya
with Gaddafi and them. Brazil.
Hey.
You feel what I'm saying? This nigga, we ain't even touch on none of that. I've been wanting to talk. That shit been blowing my mind since the interview started. Yeah. We ain't get on none of that.
To touch on that,
but we know we gotta close right now.
Yeah. So man, just shout out your social media one time so we can and your you guys you got a website or
blackreportradio.com. Check me out on Facebook. Check me out on SoundCloud. We on IG, but we don't keep up with it like we should, but we about to. But you know what I'm saying? SoundCloud is updated with the newest interviews. But Block Report, BLOCK, reportradio.com. We gonna have some new shit up.
My nigga got some amazing interviews, man. He interviewed a lot of people, man. He a real journalist,
got a real track record,
and a real righteous dude, man. He really out here for the people, you know.
And he really from the streets.
You know what I'm saying?
And he about that life.
A real No Vulture alumni. Part of my inspiration for even wanting to ever do this shit is this man. This man invite me to his setup, and I'm like, man, this nigga is on the radio,
man.
Like
hey,
it is not. Then I go to any protest, I know I'm gonna see my man. I go to any real Oakland shit, like we was at Pam and
nigga
Funk's.
ride. He's a rider,
man.
nigga.
You feel me?
Not a rider. He's a rider, but not them niggas we was talking about earlier.
You know what I'm saying?
He's a real rider. And he's a rioter.
Just one more time. Shout your shit out one more time, man.
Man, blockreportradio.com. Check me out on Facebook, SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be doing more on IG, but man, just a super salute. I'm honored to be on No Vultures. I ain't saying that on just some a motherfucker getting off the interview. I'm talking about on some real shit. I'm loving being right here in the hood, right here on East 14th.
Real talk,
right
man.
here with real ones.
80s, man.
You know what I'm saying? Real ones that know my family, know the pedigree, and I know they pedigree.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, I like that the journalism is finally coming back to the hood, where we speaking for ourselves.
Right.
No translators.
Right.
You
Real
know,
shit.
and how we do. I mean, we talking very intelligently, but we rolling up backwards too.
That's what we doing.
You know what I'm saying?
We ain't gonna lie to the people.
And it ain't no Mexican weed, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no Mexican weed, man. We only smoking
hold
good.
up.
And
And we ain't going to the dispensary.
Ain't
We
nothing
get it
wrong with the
direct.
Mexican.
Right.
And they weed.